Welcome back to Prop News Time. Here are the headlines for the day. Pune Metro's Hinjawadi. Shivajinagar line delayed, now expected to launch in 2026. The much-awaited Pune Metro line between Hinjawadi and Shivajinagar will not begin operations in 2024 as earlier expected. The Pune Metropolitan Region Development Authority, PMRDA, confirmed that only 85% of the project is complete, and trial runs may begin by December, pushing the passenger launch to 2026. Developed under a public-private partnership, the line is seen as a major boost for tech professionals commuting between the IT hub and city center. Mumbai infrastructure. 36 stations to be upgraded for over INR 1,800 crore under Amrit Bharat mission. Mumbai's railway infrastructure is undergoing a major transformation, with 36 stations being redeveloped under the Union Railway Ministry's Amrit Bharat mission. Key hubs like CSMT, Baikala, Malad, and Jogeshwari will see significant upgrades, including elevated entries, modern platforms, TV coverage, and commercial zones. The INR 1,813 crore revamp of CSMT leads the initiative, aiming to turn it into a world-class multimodal hub. With most works expected to be completed by 2026, the plan targets smoother passenger movement, improved interconnectivity, and enhanced real estate opportunities. Overall, the project is part of a larger push to modernize 132 stations across Maharashtra. Silchar's INR 27,000 crore infra leap. Flyovers, expressways, and cancer care center reshape Barak Valley. Silchar is witnessing a major infrastructure overhaul with projects worth over INR 27,000 crore. The Assam government has allocated INR 700 crore for a two-phase flyover project to ease traffic in Silchar municipal town. A INR 1,186 crore and 20 lakh NH37 upgrade will connect Silchar to Jiribam, boosting trade routes to Manipur and Meghalaya. A INR 25,000 crore high-speed corridor under Bharatmala will link Shillong and Silchar, cutting travel time to 4 hours. In healthcare, the INR 295 crore Silchar Cancer Center has been inaugurated, providing advanced treatment in the Barak Valley. These developments position Silchar as a key economic and connectivity hub in northeast India. Tamil Nadu to launch INR 45,000 crore infra projects under PPP model. Tamil Nadu is gearing up to launch over 50 infrastructure projects worth INR 45,000 crore over the next 2 years under the Public-Private Partnership (PPP) model. Key initiatives include the INR 20,000 crore Parandur Greenfield Airport, 2 pumped storage hydroelectric projects totaling INR 11,721 crore, and a INR 7,000 crore thermal power plant in North Chennai. The state is also planning water systems, industrial parks, and a desalination plant. With the goal to double renewable energy output by 2030, Tamil Nadu is aligning its infrastructure expansion with sustainability, positioning itself as both an industrial powerhouse and a green energy leader. NBCC raises INR 7,000 crore via bulk sales to revive stalled Amrapali housing projects. NBCC India Looted has successfully mobilized over INR 7,000 crore through bulk auctions of residential units from stalled Amrapali projects, marking a major step in reviving nearly 46,000 delayed homes in Noida and Greater Noida. By selling over 3,700 units to private developers, including Manson Builders, Gorsons India, and Happy Valley Infra, NBCC has fast-tracked funding and cleared significant dues. The company plans to auction 3,400 more units and repay bank loans while developing new housing across 6 major projects. These efforts, supervised by the Supreme Court-appointed receiver, signify steady progress toward completing the long-pending Amrapali housing developments. Mumbai land deals. Local developer buys 3.84-acre Borivali plot from MKYA for INR 539 crore. The Mumbai Khadi and Village Industries Association, MKVIA, has sold a 3.84-acre land parcel in Borivali, West, for INR 539 crore to a local developer, highlighting rising land demand in Mumbai's suburbs. The buyer has paid INR 52 crore upfront, with the balance tied to project milestones and final occupancy. Originally under occupancy Class 2, the land was converted to freehold, Class Y, after MKVIA paid a INR 51 crore and 70 lakh premium. The sale followed a formal auction process and regulatory approvals. The site is expected to host a residential-led mixed-use development, leveraging Borivali's robust infrastructure and growing end-user demand. Micro markets drive steady price rise in Delhi NCR's affordable housing. Griham, a new study by Griham Housing Finance, highlights rising property prices in Delhi NCR's micro markets, driven by post-pandemic home ownership demand, migration, and government schemes like PAMI. The Griham Guide to Affordable Housing, Delhi NCR edition, analyses data from 2005 to 2024, showing how housing for all is reshaping areas like Kakrola, Palam, and Sham Vihar. Griham CEO Manish Jaiswal stressed that understanding asset-level risks, especially loss given default, LGD, is crucial for sustainable growth in the sector. The report also proposes EMI ranges based on buyer income and addresses infrastructure gaps, calling for fast-track policy support. It serves as a key resource for developers, investors, and policymakers. Kredai Bengaluru appoints Zaid Norman as its youngest ever president. Kredai Bengaluru has appointed Zaid Norman as its new president, succeeding Amar Mysore. Norman, executive director at Prestige Group, brings a wealth of experience in corporate finance and strategy. The new office bearers, including President-elect Bimal Hegde, Vice President Karan R. Shetty, and others, will serve a 2-year term. The leadership team is focused on promoting sustainability in construction, strengthening partnerships, and improving efficiency in Bengaluru's real estate sector, which saw over 17% of India's residential sales last year. ORERA revokes Bhubaneswar project over unauthorized access via railway land. The Odisha Real Estate Regulatory Authority, ORERA, has cancelled the registration of a Bhubaneswar housing project for using a railway road as its access route without permission. With less than 10% work completed and no home buyers involved, ORERA cited Section 7(2) to revoke the project without affecting any buyers. The authority also froze the project's bank account and barred the promoter from using its platform to prevent misleading marketing. This marks the second such action by ORERA, highlighting the need for developers and planning bodies to verify land use approvals and access rights before launching real estate ventures. MahaRERA to prioritize homebuyer complaints by filing date. Medical and compliance cases get fast track. MahaRERA has announced that homebuyer complaints will now be heard strictly in the order they were filed, to improve transparency and reduce delays. Exceptions will be made for cases involving life-threatening illnesses, non-compliance with past directives, order rectification, or successful conciliation outcomes. The circular, issued on April 8, seeks to prevent applicants from requesting special treatment outside of these defined grounds. Since 2017, MahaRERA has received over 28,000 complaints and resolved 21,000, with nearly 8,000 pending. Over 1,200 developer homebuyer conciliations have been initiated. Maharashtra has registered 49,000 real estate projects and marked over 15,000 as completed. Vijayawada's tax push sees success as civic body collects INR 252 crore in FY25. Earlier this week, The Vijayawada Municipal Corporation reported tax collections of INR 252 crore for the 2024-25 fiscal year, a 20% increase from the prior year's total. Key drivers of this rise included a 5% discount for upfront payments and a 50% waiver on interest for pending property and vacant land taxes. Backed by digital adoption, new assessments, and intensified compliance efforts, the civic body also expanded its revenue from water and sewerage taxes, highlighting the effectiveness of a multi-pronged collection strategy. Kolkata, NKDA, targets unauthorized commercial use in new town residential buildings. The New Town, Kolkata Development Authority, NKDA, has initiated action against residential buildings in New Town being used for unauthorized commercial purposes. Following numerous complaints from residents about disturbances caused by such activities, NKDA plans to issue notices to property owners violating building regulations. As per existing rules, only 40% of a residential building's floor area can be used for commercial purposes, subject to obtaining the necessary permissions and paying applicable fees. Violators may face penalties as per the building rules. Uttarakhand High Court halts demolition of Dehradun slum homes, citing breach of natural justice. In a recent development, the Uttarakhand High Court intervened to stop the demolition of slum dwellings in Dehradun's Vikasnagar area. The court observed that the demolition notices issued to residents violated principles of natural justice, as they were served without prior hearings or verification of property ownership. The affected residents, many from marginalized communities, claimed legitimate ownership, supported by official documents. The court has stayed the demolitions until further orders and has scheduled the next hearing for early next month. Maharashtra simplifies land compensation with single interest rate and updates lease rules for local bodies. The Maharashtra Cabinet has approved a uniform interest rate for delayed land compensation, replacing the earlier multi-rate system that led to payment disputes and delays. This move is expected to streamline land acquisition, especially for infrastructure projects in Raigad, Pune, and Thane. In parallel, the state has amended lease rules for municipal councils and industrial towns to standardize land allotment, lease valuation, and renewal processes. These reforms aim to reduce litigation, improve transparency, and attract higher investor participation in urban and industrial land tenders, boosting growth in Tier 2 cities like Kolhapur, Amravati, and Aurangabad amid rising infrastructure activity. CIDCO clears 56 acres, demolishes 2,200 illegal structures across Navi Mumbai. CIDCO has demolished over 2,200 illegal structures across Navi Mumbai, Ulve, Panvel, and Dronagiri in 2025, reclaiming 56 acres valued at INR 2,500 crore. The crackdown includes 547 enforcement actions and the demolition of 90 illegal flats in Kharghar alone. CIDCO has issued 2,100 plus notices and warned buyers to verify documents, especially in high-growth areas like Naina. The recovered land will aid CIDCO's smart city and infrastructure projects, including metro extensions and housing zones. Officials say this move is essential to ensure planned development and curb unauthorized sales that threaten Navi Mumbai's urban future. Indian office rents rise in 2024, outpacing global peers like NY and Shanghai. Office rentals in India's top 7 cities rose 4 to 8% year-on-year in 2024, led by Delhi, 8.2%, and Chennai, 7.7%, as per a Vestian report. The growth reflects robust economic activity and global firms expanding their India presence. In contrast, markets like New York, Shanghai, and Hong Kong saw rent drops amid global hybrid work trends. Mumbai's BKCE and Delhi's Connaught Place now command USD 3 to USD 4 per square foot per month. While global firms reassess real estate needs, India's demand for premium commercial space remains strong. The trend positions India as a key market for office investments, driven by tech hiring and urbanization. Prayagraj expands tax collection to 1.5 lakh buildings after city limits grow. After 5 years following the expansion of Prayagraj's urban limits in 2020 to 2021, the Prayagraj Municipal Corporation, PMC, is now set to collect house tax on 1.5 lakh additional buildings in the newly included areas. Property owners in these areas will also be required to pay water tax. Tax collection has already started in several parts, including Naini and Jhansi, where basic urban amenities were provided earlier. The move follows similar plans in Gorakhpur and Varanasi. While some villagers express dissatisfaction due to a lack of urban development, many property owners have already paid their house tax for the current fiscal year. Apollo Hospitals to invest INR 6,000 crore in North India with focus on Tier 2 healthcare. Apollo Hospitals Enterprise is set to invest INR 6,000 crore to expand its presence in North India through greenfield projects and acquisitions, targeting high-demand cities like Noida, Kanpur, Lucknow, and Varanasi. Backed by INR 2,000 crore in reserves, the chain recently acquired a Lucknow facility of INR 100 crore and plans to scale it to 500 beds. It aims to add 1,400 beds nationwide in 2 years, while strengthening digital health and insurance-linked services via Apollo 247. With competitors like Max and Manipal also scaling up, Apollo's dual-brand strategy and focus on underserved Tier 2 markets positions it for long-term patient-centric growth. Marriott opens 226-room hotel in Udaipur. As leisure tourism boosts Tier 2 expansion, Marriott Hotels has launched a 226-room property in Udaipur, marking another step in its Tier 2 city expansion, part of the Marriott Bonvoy portfolio. The hotel targets rising tourist and wedding demand in the heritage-rich city of lakes. This follows similar openings in Goa, Shimla, and Mussoorie. Marriott's regional VP Ranju Alex noted Udaipur's appeal for both domestic and international travelers. As global hotel chains like Hilton and Accor enter smaller cities, Udaipur is also witnessing growing interest in resort-style villas and mixed-use developments, highlighting a hospitality-led trend in real estate around emerging tourist destinations. DLF to open 3 major shopping malls in FY26. Covering 14 lakhs KFT, DLF is set to expand its retail portfolio by opening 3 shopping malls in Goa, Delhi, and Gurugram by the end of FY26. With a combined space of approximately 14 lakh square feet, the developments aim to tap into the growth of organized retail in India. DLF's senior executive, Pushpa Bector, highlighted key projects like DLF Midtown Plaza in Motinagar, DLF Summit Plaza in Gurugram, and a large mall in Goa. The company is optimistic about the retail sector's post-COVID recovery, particularly the rise of F&B spaces in malls. Kolkata opens INR 77 crore 400-meter Kalighat skywalk to ease temple access for 60,000 daily visitors, West Bengal Chief Minister SMT Mamata Banerjee has inaugurated Kolkata's longest skywalk, a INR 77 crore project connecting Kalighat Temple to Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Road. Spanning 400 meters, the skywalk is designed to serve up to 60,000 pedestrians daily, reducing congestion near the iconic temple. Built by the Kolkata Municipal Corporation, the structure includes 12 escalators, 4 staircases, and 2 lifts, along with CCTV and firefighting systems. Despite early legal and political hurdles, the project was completed after a 2-year delay. Officials now see the skywalk as a model for future projects in high-footfall areas, balancing heritage preservation with infrastructure upgrades. Delhi PWD initiates seismic safety drive for critical infrastructure in response to the recent devastating earthquake in Myanmar. The Delhi Public Works Department, PWD, has mandated a comprehensive assessment and retrofitting of essential buildings to enhance earthquake resilience. This directive emphasizes strict adherence to the National Building Code and local regulations, focusing on critical infrastructures like hospitals, schools, and emergency services. Given Delhi's location in Seismic Zone 4, the initiative aims to bolster the city's preparedness against potential seismic events. Pune infrastructure. Chakan's industrial growth stalls amid poor roads, power issues, and weak amenities. Once a booming auto manufacturing hub, Chakan is now grappling with serious infrastructure issues that threaten its industrial future. The Federation of Chakan Industries has raised concerns over deteriorating roads, unreliable power, poor waste management, and lack of health care, all of which hinder productivity and deter residential growth. Employees are forced to live in distant cities, worsening traffic and urban strain. While authorities have proposed improvements, including a health center, waste processing units, better road links, and enhanced security, industry leaders remain skeptical due to repeated delays. Indore airport expansion back on track with 20.48-acre land acquisition near Bijasan Tekri. Indore's Devi Ahilyabai Holkar Airport is finally advancing its long-delayed expansion with the acquisition of 20.48 acres of land situated below Bijasan Tekri. The move comes after a 7-year pause due to road connectivity issues linked to the Ma Bijasan temple. A new alignment plan involving the super corridor and an alternate access route has cleared the way for development. With a project cost of INR 2.53 crore, tenders have been floated for a boundary wall around the site, which will house a multi-level car parking facility and eventually support the construction of a new terminal alongside metro connectivity, shopping zones, and food courts. Dubai's off-plan boom continues in 2025 as global investors diversify their bets. Dubai's real estate market, which experienced remarkable momentum in 2024, has carried that growth into early 2025, with off-plan properties remaining a major driver. A comparison of transaction data between early 2024 and early 2025 reveals a sharp rise in investor activity, particularly from Indian and Mexican buyers. Broader international participation is also evident, with diverse investor groups gaining ground. Strong capital appreciation potential, flexible payment schemes, and ongoing launches of iconic projects like The Valley by Emaar and Dubai Creek Harbour are maintaining the sector's upward trajectory. Strategic policies and infrastructure continue to reinforce Dubai's position as a global investment destination. UK property prices hit record high despite tax break expiry and market uncertainty. Recent data from property website Rightmove indicates that UK house prices have risen by 1.3% compared to the previous year, reaching an average asking price of £3,77,182, approximately USD 4,94,448. This marks a 1.4% month-on-month increase, the first record since May 2024. Despite the expiration of a temporary tax break, the market remains resilient, with a 5% annual increase in new buyer inquiries and a 4% rise in housing stock. Mortgage interest rates have slightly decreased, with 5-year fixed rates averaging 4.72%, down from 4.84% a year earlier. Georgia's first artificial island makes waves at Dubai property show Ambassadori Island Batumi. The first ever artificial island in the Black Sea is set to redefine Georgia's coastal skyline and economic prospects. This visionary project blends luxury, sustainability, and high returns on investment, offering annual yields between 9% and 17%. Strategically designed to support tourism, generate over 20,000 jobs, and boost Batumi's economy, the island will feature eco-smart infrastructure, luxury residences, and resort style amenities. With Georgia's tax friendly policies and rising tourist inflow, the development is drawing global investor interest. The project is being showcased at the International Property Show in Dubai, highlighting its global ambition and appeal. That's a wrap for today. Tune in tomorrow for the latest headlines.